I'm Edwin Payne. This is Charles Rowland. We are the Dead Boy Detective Agency.
We're ghosts, and we solve mysteries.
What is the trickiest thing about playing a ghost, and is it that you can't really change your wardrobe?
Oh, great question.
I love that question.
What is the best thing about not playing a ghost, and is it that you get to change your wardrobe?
Great point. Yeah, that's one of the perks.
What a fun question to start with.
I actually loved not really changing up my wardrobe because it became a bit like a safety blanket. The costume serves as a real way to step in and out.
Yeah. What was the theory was it like a hula hoop? And it's like
the golden hoop.
Yeah, the golden hoop, and you throw the hoop off, but the costume kind of works like that, didn't it?
It's nice to also believe that when you can see them, it's so special. It's like an inside secret that we have.
Yeah.
So being alive does have its perks.
And I think there's so many ghost rules that they have to abide by that we don't have to, which is quite nice. Yeah, there's probably, but then we can't go through mirrors, which they can, so that's a really cool trick to have.
True.
The other thing that's tricky is we filmed in the depths of winter in Vancouver, and ghosts, because it was cold, you'd often see
the breath.
The breath. So that was a skill that we had to kind of master as well as we could, wasn't it?
Yeah. Breathe through the nose and breathe not harshly.
Hi.
Can all cats do that?
Can all cats do that? Of course not. I'm a cat king.
This show has such off-kilter dark humor, which I loved about Supernatural and Flight Attendant. And then it has this underlying grief and loss, which was really present in Sweet Tooth and Arrow. But for Steve, Ruth Connell at one point says Naughty Boys, which felt like a send-up to Supernatural. So I'm wondering what other send-ups, if any, were you able to incorporate in the show?
Actually tried to avoid it because we're honestly... Charles and Edwin are doing something very similar to what Sam and Dean are doing, just in a very different way. The comparisons are already there. But listen, I'm a Ruth Connell fanatic, so I'm gonna let her do whatever she wants to do. If she slips a line in here or there that's something fun like that, that's all right by me.
And for you, Beth, this show is set in the Sandman universe. So what do you think about the possibility of a crossover? I know you're familiar with that term.
Yes. Well, we are obviously very open to crossover, but the shows are so different in tone, and so it would have to fit into our story organically.
What is that Venn diagram gonna look like? Do you know what I mean? What world, what would be happening?
It would have to be like a huge event, maybe I don't know.
Are we gonna save the world?
That's probably when you would see like a big crossover happen, I reckon.
In season 1, the characters that come from Sandman fit in kind of seamlessly. So yes, we would definitely be for that if it were available to us.
Who from that world would you like to see cross over into the show?
I would love to see Matthew the Raven come into the show to give Monty a friend.
Monty! Jesus! I'm trying to threaten some kids.
This show does feel like its own unique vibe. It's also the two boys at the center. So talk to me about shaping their journey and how your past experience sort of helped come into play there, being able to set the tone and say what you want to say.
I love genre blending. I do it in all my projects. And so what we essentially have is darkly comedic horror mystery. We call it the Hardy Boys on Acid. When push comes to shove, it's a story about these two friends who chose each other instead of the afterlife. They chose to stay together and give up a possible eternity of happiness in order to stay on Earth and help people because they want to be together as friends. That kind of sets a really great emotional core for the show. And then, they both, I think, learn a lot across the first season about identity, about who they really are as people, and they learn how to be honest with each other even after 30 years of being dead together. So you can always learn something new, which is a big lesson in the show.